This year we lost two of our Hall of Famers, Joe Hyde from the class of 1917 and Coach Bob Gleason. We have asked Jay Luck to speak in appreciation of Coach Gleason. Yale University Olympian, Hall of Famer, Jay Luck.
I had to tell Bob when he asked me to be here tonight at about 7:30 to speak for a couple of minutes in testimony to Bob's career that I was due back from Washington on a flight that got in around 5:30. I don't know how many of you try to come through the tunnel on Friday night at 5:30, but I warned him I may be running in at the last minute. Well, I want to tell you I have personal evidence that Bob Gleason is up in heaven very close to the hand of the Lord, because as I came out of the parking lot, you will not believe this, there was not a car between me and the toll booth where I put my quarter in. It was as if the Red Sea had parted. And it may be blasphemous to say, but it appears to me that not only is Bob Gleason up there, but he's recruited the good Lord to be on his track team. So with that, I'm here. I've been here for enough time so that Bob wasn't worried. So with that, I want to just give a short testimony to Bob and his great career. The obvious thing that we would do in a testimonial is to say that Bob was a graduate of Watertown High School in 1933, set Class A and B records in the 600-yard run, went on to win the 440-yard state championship at Harvard. From there, went to Holy Cross, came back to Watertown and taught history and coached track. An unbelievable coaching career that included strings of 5 years at least in a row with not a loss in dual meet competition, and enough state championships to make most coaches envious. But that kind of thing we've done before, so I thought I'd do something just a little bit different because this is more to the heart of the man. I don't know how many of you knew him closely to notice the twinkle in his eye. It was always there. The first time I saw it, it was when he was recruiting all the males at the West Junior High School for his track team. As you walked into his classroom, that little twinkle in his eye looked out at you and said, "I want you on my track team." Now bear in mind, he wanted everybody on his track team because he was that good-natured, positive, outgoing kind of a person who was really interested in the kids. And he had a way of using that to the kids' benefit. When we were down at the high school and he was coaching us, there were never any problems too big to solve. In the middle of the winter, when the wooden track was covered with snow after a 2-foot snowstorm and the team is sitting there saying, "How are we going to practice?" He said, "What's the problem? Here's some shovels. Go shovel the track." So it was always problem solving, always positive oriented, always looking to the future. And as you think about it, the term coach that you use to interact with a person that's your coach, it really is a term of endearment. It's much the same way that you'd use dad or mom, grandma, grandpa. There's not many names of a profession that are in fact terms of endearment the way coach is. You can only earn that if you have that positive attitude, if you're really interested in the kids, and it's got to be a two-way street. They like you, they know you're out for their best interest, and you like them, and that's the way Bob Gleason was with the kids. That's why he was successful. He certainly wasn't in it for the money. I think most of you know that these coaching jobs in the schools pay very little, so he was really in it for the kids. Even in the years that his teams didn't win the state championships, the kids won, because they were there under Bob's tutelage. So on behalf of all those who came under Bob's wing over the years, the proudest thing that we can say is that we called him Coach, our coach, and by those words give public testimony to how much we gained from the twinkle in his eye. Now, one of Bob's athletes, John Sutherland, has prepared a videotape to give further testimony. He was a distance runner, and I understand from those who have seen this short video that it's really very nicely done and gives evidence of what a wonderful career and person that our coach was. So if the video is ready.
Would you all please stand in memory of Joe Hyde and Coach Bob Gleason?